Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, I just want to say I did end up finishing the week with 20 wins and 4 losses for a win rate of 83.33%, which is good. It's above the 80% weekly goal I have. So that was definitely nice to exceed that goal, especially after last week where I didn't do so well. So I had a strong rebound week this week. Also, 8 of those 20 winners were 100% or more. So that is also good. If you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video, and you can find it in the bio section of social media. So with that said, I'll get started with the recap, and if you want to see the timestamps, you can go on Twitter. That's why I post the daily win and losses, so you can see the timestamps and the calls, because a lot of people, just don't know when I made the call, and there's a timestamp for proof that they actually made the call when I did, and I'm not saying it after the fact, which a lot of really numb people say stuff like that, but whatever. Okay, so Monday I had 1 win and 2 losses. I started out the week rough. I thought I was going to have another rough week like last week. It didn't start out good, so I was like, okay, great. This is going to be a rough week. So, yeah. The first trade I had, let me back this up just a little bit. Friday and Monday. First trade I had was SPY puts 1016, which is right here. Wait, I got the right day. No, that's the wrong day. That's Friday. Obviously, Friday, let me back it up before I start getting into Monday. Friday, where are you? It's up over the regression channel trend line right here. And when it starts getting too far above it, as you can also see on the hourly, which is, you've got this is the last week, and it just tops out right around 392, 393 area. So when I quickly rejected it on Friday, then we had the gap down, then it popped back up. I was definitely watching SPY. I usually watch SPY a lot on Mondays anyways, because the prices are cheap. But yeah, what I was looking at, when it gapped down, it started to pop back up. I was looking, okay, it's going to fill the gap, then it's going to drop. So when it came up here and tested rejected the RCT trend line, which is the orange line right here, rejected it. So I grabbed the 387 puts at 68 cents, and they went from 68 cents to $1.07 in this little drop right there. So that was a nice little opening winner. Then I ended up grabbing them again, but the 386 puts at 1111, which is right here. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Okay, because it popped up, rejected, and it popped up again. It quickly rejected, and it chopped, and I thought, okay, because this is it dropped right here, and I didn't want to chase it, so it came back up right here, and right when I got in right in here, I was thinking, okay, it's gonna smash through the floor, and it was gonna break 380. 386.50 area. So this was I thought was going to be an inverted cup and handle, and kind of was a tiny bit, the cup, the tiny little handle right there, and it did tiny break it a little bit if you want to be really technical, but I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at, okay, it's gonna break this low right here and at least retest the 286.50 and possibly break that. And if it did break that, it was going to be a big drop, but it wasn't. It was a fake out, and it ripped on me, so that was loss number 1. And then I ended up taking SPX 390 calls, 3,900 calls at 70 cents at 310, which was rate 310 right here. And I have no idea why I took that. I mean, I think that maybe I saw it starting to bounce off VWAP and thought, okay, it was going to pop here, but it got smashed through VWAP, and they ended up not working out, being a loss. Now, I did take a Disney swing overnight. I took, let's see, that time I took it out of 12.11. Now Disney. Now the thing with Disney is, let's see, this is the 19th, 22nd right there. Okay, I'll blow this up just a little bit. Right here. Okay, I grabbed it at 12.11, which I think is right here. Yeah, right in there. That's where I grabbed it. I blew the hourly up way too much. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I grabbed it at 12.11, which is right here. You can see right here I had a topping candle, and it's been like wicking right here above the 192 40-ish area. So I did grab the let's see, I have to look on Tuesday's things for the yeah, I grabbed 185 puts. Now it's at 191. I mean, look at the crazy run it had. It went from 181 to 194. I mean, Disney does not make moves like that, and that was just an insane move. And I just waited and waited. I just couldn't believe that it made the run. I was actually looking at it right in here, and I'm just thinking, okay. The thing you got to understand is that when the market's been choppy for a very, very long time, you are in that mentality. So when you see SPY has been ranging from like $2 to $3, $2 usually average, like it did last week on the one where I had a rough week. So the normal trading range was $1 to $2 per day. So when it has tight ranges, that you automatically think when it starts going outside that range that it's not going to go any higher. Well, Disney has not been moving. I mean, look at this. This is the day before in Disney. It's been staying the, let's see, 183.36 to, I mean, wait, let's see what's the low on this. 182.82. Yeah, I mean, it's staying within $1 right there, and maybe here it had a little bit of movement, but not much. I mean, it stayed basically within $1, $2 right there. Besides that massive candle, which was news, but Disney does not usually make these massive moves. So when I was looking at it up here around 186, and it already made a $6 move, that Disney has not been making $6 moves. I mean, you can look at it. I'll switch it on the daily. That it does not make these kind of moves. I mean, they're all pretty small, except for maybe right there. But see, this candle is just enormous compared to what it normally trades at. So I didn't want to chase it after it's been up $6. So I was like, no, no, no. Then it just keeps going and going and going and going. Then when it started to show a rounding top right here, that's when I ended up grabbing it. And it did go against me, but I held on to it because I was looking at it from the point of view, whenever you have a stock that makes these crazy, enormous runs, they pull back the next day or sometimes that day. So it happens all the time. It does it to Baidu. It did it to Boeing, Roku. Anytime you have these crazy monster runs that normally doesn't have, it ends up pulling back. So I held it. I was comfortable holding it. So it did go a little higher, but it did come back down. Then the next day it flushed. So had that, it obviously started to pop up on Tuesday, but then it just flushed down to the 200 EMA, which is the purple line. So they went from 72 cents to $1.79. The implied volatility just skyrocketed on that dump. So that worked out really well, even though it did recover. But like I said, whenever you have these big, insane moves, you can look at the chart on Baidu and Roku and look at these monster days. I can probably show you Baidu. Baidu was fairly recent. Yeah, like right here. You know, Baidu has this monster run, has this big gap down. I mean, this is what usually ends up happening when you have these, like, from 305 to, that's a $40 move. Baidu does not move $40. And you have these extreme ranges that end up coming down. So I look for those, and those are good plays to mess around with. But going back to Disney, I just wanted to show that. But yeah, that's what I did on that day right there. Then I ended up playing Disney again at Disney puts at 1041. which is right here, the double top. As you can see right here, double top. I played the 187.50 puts that time, and it went from 86 cents to a 95. Not that much of a move. I was looking at the double top thinking, okay, we got up here, rejected hard, came back up for another rejection. It rejected just a tiny bit, then it popped, and tiny gain. Then I ended up grabbing SPY. Let's see, SPY puts at, let's see, 11.19 on the 23rd. Okay, 11.19 right here. Now, as you can see, it dropped, popped back up, it came back up here into the pre-market resistance of the 385.60-70ish area. It rejected. I waited for it to get underneath these two candles right here, and when it did, that's when I grabbed them. 381 puts at 88 cents, and they went to $1.57. Now remember, Tuesday's a non-expiration day, so I had to go outside the money a little bit. So it's here at we'll say 385. That's when I grabbed it, so I'm grabbing puts down here. So on non-expiration days, you don't have the luxury of getting very close to at the money or in the money puts really cheap, so you just have to play a little further out of the money. And like I said in the room all the time, that on chop, on any chop, theta will kick in and just will kill the play, so you don't want to see that. Then I had, let's see, did I have another? Let's see. Okay, the 24th. Now I had Disney. I got an overnight Disney put on Tuesday before close. So let's get Tuesday up. Now, as you can see, one of the things I always look at, not only as these big exaggerated days, is that I look at the distance between the price and the RCT trend line, and sometimes and the moving averages. Anytime price gets too far away from this line on the moving averages, it acts as a magnet. Like right here, look how far price is from the 200 EMA, and it just comes down and taps it. Now, when price gets that far away from the moving averages or RCT trend line, one of two things happen. One is that the stock will just chop until the moving averages catch up to it, or it will drop and retest it. So there's only two things that it can do at that point when you have these huge disconnects and chopping, waiting for it to catch up, or it just drops to it. So that's what I was looking for. So I did grab Disney 192.50 puts at 97 cents at 353, which is right here, right there. I grabbed it right before close, and it did pop up a little bit, then it just dumped pre-market, went down to 195. So those 192.50 puts went from 97 cents to $1.37. So that was a nice little play, overnight play. Then I had Facebook. I had Facebook puts at 9.52 on the 24th. Now I gotta get the right day here. 24th. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. Now, as you can see, it started to gap down, popped up for a fake out. That's why you need to wait out the first 10 minutes or so, because that's where you have the little fake outs right here. It started to go up, made it look like it was gonna break out and just drop. So waited for the next candle. It stayed at an inside candle. When it got below this area of 261.30, that's when I ended up grabbing the puts. So I grabbed 252 puts, 252.50 puts at 93 cents, and they went to $1.55 and those pushed down. So they were way outside the money, more than I'd like to be, but it is what it is. Then I ended up grabbing SPY puts. Let's see. Always got to make sure I have the right day. Oh yeah, this day. I was not expecting SPY to do what it did this day. I mean, I'm buying puts when it's raging. So yeah, I was not expecting this. Okay, so I grabbed SPY puts 384 at 87 cents at 10:05 right here, right in this area. Thinking, okay, it rejected the 389 here and here. It started the gap down. It chopped a little bit. Now what's been happening is SPY's been making like a symmetrical triangle open, and usually likes to pop, which I didn't know at this particular time that's what it was doing. But yeah, I was making a triangle a little bit, and I thought, okay, it's gonna dump. So I did grab the 384 puts at 87 cents. It went to $1. I was able to get out, so that was a small little win. Then I ended up grabbing the 389 puts at 87 cents again at 11:22, which is right here, I think. Yeah, right here. The reason I picked it there, pre-market high, previous day, that was a big area. I thought, okay, it's gonna drop. Got up over here, started the wick. I grabbed it, and it just went against me. So that ended up being another loser. Then I ended up grabbing. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is 385, and we're up here at 390. Now you got to remember the day ranges have been really tiny. They've been like $2 to $3, and I know this day was from 380 to, so that was an $8 range, almost $9 range. So I just, when you get conditioned for the narrow ranges and these big ranges come up, you think, okay, it's hit the top of the range, it's going to pull back, and that's what I thought right there. So I did grab 391 puts at 78 cents at 12:44, which is right here. Now they ended up being a small little winner, so they went from 78 cents to $1.15 in that little push right there. Then I ended up grabbing 392 puts at 74 cents at 140, which is right here. 140. Right in here somewhere. Yeah, I grabbed it right in here somewhere. And they went from 74 cents to $1.18. I was not expecting SPY, like I said numerous times, not to make this kind of a run. And I just instead, I was afraid if I bought it, I was going to end up buying the top, and that's what I did the last week. I was shorting the bottom, and it would pop on me, or it was buying the top and dropping on me, and I hated doing that. So I didn't want to buy the breakout here, thinking it was range topping, and it just wasn't. It just kept going. So it is what it is. I was able to make some put money on that, so catch them. Timed them perfectly except for one, so that worked out pretty good. Then I ended up having, let's see, I grabbed Disney again overnight. Disney has just been almost all my Disney puts I had. If you had any one of them, they went in the money, I think. Yeah, they went close. Actually, the 185s, did they get in the money? Close. They got close. They got 185.66 was the low. So yeah. That ended up working out really well. Now I grabbed 305. No, well, I grabbed Disney 305 puts Wednesday. No, sorry. I grabbed Disney 195 puts at 305, which is right here. Grabbed it right here. Oh yeah, I remember this. I didn't want to grab it here. I waited for a little pop, and I grabbed the puts in the pop. So I grabbed them right here. Held them overnight. They ended up being a nice monster play. They went from got about 99 cents, and they went to $5 on this push down. So like I said, now look, as you can see, this was Wednesday. Look how far I disconnected the prices from the RCT trend line, and it acts as a magnet. I mean, down here was so far away, got pulled up to it, and here it went up too high, so it just dumped to it. So it's a magnet. Anytime you see price with extreme conditions that are very widespread from the moving averages of the RCT trend line, acts as a magnet and gets sucked to it. So that's what I was looking for. That's how I am able to predict a lot of the big moves before they happen, is because that's one of the things I use. And let's see, then I had, Facebook. I had Facebook calls. let's see, on Thursday. Oh yeah, I remember this one. I was thinking, okay, gap down, it gets over this 263, it's gonna break out, and I did grab the 270, 250 calls at 56 cents at 9.49, which right here, I grabbed it right over here. I was looking at it here, but I hate grabbing the first 10-minute candle because you get stuff like this. You get this fake out breakout, so I stay away from that. So I've got it right here. A quick little pop, nothing spectacular. They went from 56 cents to 72 cents. I mean, no big deal. Then I went and grabbed BABA puts. Now BABA, let's see, I grabbed BABA at 10.03. BABA was just, ranging here the day before. Let's see, I grabbed it 242.50 puts at 10.03, which is right here. I grabbed them right here. I think I grabbed them because it broke this low right here, 248. I would have made sense if I grabbed it right here, but I was in Facebook at that point in time, so I did see the previous day's low of day. I always look at the previous day's action because of the support and resistance levels, and the high and lows of the day are important to current day's price action. So when it did break that, I got the 242.50 at 70 cents, and they went to $3.09. So there was a 300% move. And then I ended up grabbing SPY puts at 10.27. Now SPY, I grabbed at 10.27. Right. Let me blow this up a little more so we can see. What time was it again? 10:27. Okay, I grabbed it right in there. Why'd I grab it there? See, this is a good thing about the recaps, is I get to see why I did what I did. There might have been news that came out that caused that drop. I don't remember. Maybe I just bought it right here. Let's just bring it down to the 1 minute. Let's see where I actually did. That's the 26th. Let's bring it down to the 25th. Let's see where I really grabbed it. Okay, I grabbed it at what time? 10:27. I get the memory of a 10-year-old. 10:27. Yeah, I got it right here at the break of this. Yeah, that's where I grabbed it right there. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so I grabbed it on the break of this. And those puts went from 87 cents to $5.55. So they were a 500% win. So that was a nice little drop right there. Then I ended up grabbing 391 calls at 99 cents, and I grabbed them at 10.41, which was right here on this bounce. Now, like I said, if you grab the puts right here and held it all the way through, that's when they ended up going to $5.55. And I grabbed the bounce right there off the RCT trend line. It started to wick. I grabbed it. I grabbed 391 calls from 99 cents to $1.20. Quick from the RCT trend line to a VWAP. Then that VWAP just got rejected and got crushed. So that was a good day on Thursday. Now Friday, I also had 391 calls at 11:37 on Friday, which is right in here. I don't know why I bought him here again. I ended up buying the 391 calls again at 79 cents. I'm not sure why I bought it right here, but I did, and I just ended up holding them, and they just ended up being a loss. I swung them overnight Friday, thinking maybe we'll gap up, but after the way it ended, I should have just get out, but I just stayed in it, whatever. So I was in small, and that sizing is everything. The more you play and the more wins you have, you need to size down, not size up. Because the hot hand fallacy, if you don't know what that is, Google it and you'll understand what it is. So that was another loss that I had was that. Then I had I had Apple calls on Friday. Let's see, I grabbed Apple right here at 9:39, right when it broke out of this candle. So I grabbed the 124 calls at 63 cents, and they went to 88 right there. Quick little pop. Nothing spectacular. Then the day just turns around and just ends up dumping. I thought today, Friday, was going to be a recovery day because of being beaten down market-wise, but it wasn't. So then I ended up grabbing 380 puts on SPY at 951, which was right here. Now I should have grabbed it right here. I chased it and grabbed it in here under the PDC, which is previous day's close. When it broke through that, I grabbed them. I grabbed the 380 puts. Now, they weren't at the money because of volatility and implied volatility. They just were very expensive, so I had to go outside the money. On expiration day, when you're outside the money that far, you're going to get in and out. And they did go from, let's see, they were at $1.07. Actually, the first one right here was $1.07, and they went to $3.20. Then I ended up grabbing them a second time, which was at $1. I grabbed them at 11.11, which is right here. I grabbed them in that little drop. 380 puts again at $1. The previous time I had them was right here, so I grabbed them when it popped up, and they went from $1 to $1.46 on this little push. I thought, okay, it dropped hard, came back up, retested where it broke down, and it's going to come back, retest lower day. It did not do that. Instead, it held VWAP. So they went from $1 to $1.46. Then I ended up grabbing SPYs, 385 calls at 76 cents. I grabbed them at 11.32, which was right here, right when it came off from VWAP. I was like, okay, it bounced off VWAP. It's having a strong candle. It's going to end up going up and retesting the 385 area and possibly break through. So as you can see on the RCT trend line, same thing with SPY. Gets disconnected from it, gets pulled down to it. Now it's down and under, so probably Monday or Tuesday it's going to get pulled up to the 380, 387 area. But anyways, I did grab the 385 calls at 76 cents, and they ended up going from 76 to $1.66 in this little push up. Then the end of the day calls on Friday were Facebook. Now Facebook, this is what I like to look at, except Facebook didn't meet what I look for at the end of the day. For the end of the day monsters, but it was still enough to pique my interest. I was looking at 265 calls at 13 cents. Now at this point in time it was 227, which is right here. It was in this candle right here, because I remember it was around VWAP and it started to go up. Now the price is 262. We'll say 262.50, and the Facebook calls at 265 and the 13 cents out. So you're $2.50 out. It's kind of far away. And at the money, 262.50 calls were already like $1, and I don't like those. I like them when they're really, really cheap. I'll show you on BA when we get to BA next, because that's what BA had the perfect setup. But anyways, I was looking for just a small little push. And the two things I looked at, one was that was at the money. It was only $2.50 out of going in the money. End of the day, 13 cents, and the higher day was over 265. So if it just retested higher day again, they would go in the money. Just a small little push from Facebook will send them, and that's exactly what happened. Facebook got pushed, and they went from 13 cents to 70 cents, and that was a 400% winner. So that was a nice little play. This end of the day action was crazy. I can't believe that happened. But The last trade of the week and the day on Friday was BA. Now BA had the perfect storm. It didn't provide the big monster run. Now I looked at I got BA at 215. Actually, no, I got it at 249, which is right here. Now I grabbed the 215 calls at 20 cents. Now BA moves really fast, and it doesn't take much to send BA $2 or $3. And at this point in time, I was thinking that SPY was going to do an end of the day squeeze and send them in really into the money, but it didn't. We all know how that ends. But at 249, it's at $2. We'll say 212.50. We'll round up a little bit. So you're $2.50 out of the money. Now, BA moves a lot further. ATR, which is the average true range. BA moves more per range per day than Facebook does. So $2.50 on BA is nothing. You can do that in one candle right here. Look at that candle right there. I mean, that's 211.29 to 214. I mean, that's a $3 move right there, one candle. So one of those candles will send them, making the call skyrocket. But they went from let me get back to this. The $2.50 at the money. So $2.50 will send them in the money at 20 cents is exactly what I'm looking for. I would rather have it closer at the end of the day where they'd be cheaper, but it's still a good run. But they went from 20 cents to 40 cents. They won 100%. I mean, not a big deal. I mean, it could have had a lot bigger move. I was hoping for a bigger squeeze, at least to the 216 area, but 100%, still not a bad end of the day move, and I just called it quits. So that was the week. That was the mindset behind the trades, what I've been doing, what I'm looking at, why I took what I did. I saw a couple dumb things I did, but I mean, only 4 losses this week for the amount of plays I played and the action that was this week. So I had a really good week. Hopefully next week will be just as volatile and just as good, and provide as many good setups and ranges as this past week. So yeah, that's going to do it for the weekly recap. Hopefully this has helped, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.